Well, it's been relatively quiet on the NFL draft front. However, all of that changed yesterday when a story about Rueben Bain that wasn't supposed to be released got released. Rueben Bain, involved in a fatal car crash in 2024, not reported on until now. How does this affect his draft stock? We shall see. Not only was he part of that fatal car crash, but he also got listed with a citation in 2025. None of this has been reported until now. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, hype the video, and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Rueben Bain, draft prospect, was involved in a fatal vehicular collision in 2024. All teams reportedly have been aware of the situation. So although this has made news to the public, although this is the first time we are first finding out about this, apparently all of the teams already know about this. He's been up front, I'm assuming in his meetings, up front with his agent, telling the teams that are recruiting him, telling the teams that are scouting him, hey, this went on in 2024, this went on in 2025, here are all the details, so on and so forth. But it is a little fishy that this is now coming out now. You have to wonder if somebody's agent, not Rueben Bain, somebody else's agent, maybe a little bit of payola going on, trying to tank his stock a little bit so somebody else can get drafted higher and receive more money. Or B, now this is a dirty business. This is dirty, but this is a dirty business. Maybe a team put this out. A team paid somebody to put this out. So maybe he can fall in the draft to them, right? Public pressure is something. Now, it's not everything in the NFL, but it is something. If nobody in the outside knew about this, well, the owners can just move about freely with the cabin. But now that this has been made known to the public, it's going to be interesting to see where Rueben Bain goes in the draft, if he does fall at all. Now, people were talking about his arms. Well, if they wanted an excuse to pass on him, now that this is out in the public, this will give them the excuse to pass on him. Miami defensive end Rueben Bain was cited for careless driving following a March 2024 car crash that left a passenger in a coma and later resulted in the 22-year-old's death 3 months later after the incident, as reported by Ali Connolly. The careless driving charge was dismissed by a court about 2 weeks before the death, and no criminal liability has been found in connection with the crash. The situation has been discussed in NFL circles in recent weeks, and teams are aware of it and have looked into it. Let's take a look at the article. Ex-Miami defensive end Rueben Bain Jr. involved in a 2024 car accident in which one person later died. Former Miami defensive end and 2026 NFL draft prospect Rueben Bain was involved in an auto accident in 2024 in which a passenger later died because of injuries sustained in the crash, according to a report published Sunday. Bain was cited for careless driving for the accident that occurred at about 4 a.m. local time on March 17, 2024 on Interstate 95 northbound in Miami, according to documents obtained by the Reed Optional. The crash report alleges Bain was driving a 2021 Land Rover SUV that had three other passengers, fellow Hurricanes football players Wesley Bizante and Nijak Kelly, along with the 22-year-old Georgia woman Destiny Betts. Bain's vehicle rear-ended another car, veered into a concrete barrier, then ricocheted into another barrier before coming to a rest on the shoulder of the highway. Betts was taken to Ryder Trauma Center in Miami, according to the Reed Optional. The outlet reported that Betts was in a coma for nearly 3 months before she unfortunately died from her injuries on June 13, 2024. Bain was cited at the time of the incident, but charges were dropped prior to Betts' death, according to the Reed Optional. No field sobriety tests were given, according to the crash report. In a statement given to the Reed Optional, Betts' family called the crash a tragic accident and said they wish Mr. Bain the best as he continues his life and career. Bain was entering his sophomore season at the time of the accident. He's ranked number 15 on Mel Kiper Jr.'s latest big board for this month's NFL draft as a junior in 2025. Bain had a career season in helping push Miami to the college football playoff championship game, posting 9.5 sacks, 15.5 tackles for loss, and 5 quarterback hurries, and leading the country in quarterback pressures. Now, a reason why this hasn't been reported, well, the Destiny Betts' family actually requested it not to be reported. I had been in contact with Bet's family lawyer. It was their wishes that any story I was working on not be published until after the draft. Here's a statement from the family, same one in Ali's article, plus 2 paragraphs. In regarding the story, yes, please don't share it. We received our request regarding a potential article about our daughter, Destiny Betts. As her family, we remain deeply committed in honoring her memory in a meaningful and appropriate way. Destiny's passing was the result of a tragic accident that occurred several years ago. While the loss remains incredibly painful for our family, we have worked hard to find peace and move forward. At this time, we are not seeking public attention surrounding this tragedy and respectfully request that our family's privacy be honored. We also wish Mr. Bain the best as he continues his life and career. Thank you for respecting our wishes during this difficult matter. The story, of course, has now been made public, which is why we are talking about it here. Now, people are asking, why was this leaked now? I mean, people are also asking. This sounds cold-blooded, but is there a settlement on the line? If Bain gets drafted, is there a settlement on the line? Which is why the Betts family, no charges have been pressed. That's all speculation, but those are questions that are 100% worth asking. Report: Rueben Bain Jr. was involved in a fatal collision in 2024. This is actually comparing his story. People try to compare it to Larry Tunsil, but let's take a look. All teams are reportedly aware of the incident. Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated notes that teams have known about it for a long, long time, and that a civil lawsuit arising from the crash was settled. Although Connolly compares the situation to the 2016 draft night side experienced by tackle Larry Tunsil, there's a key difference. The bizarre video of Larry Tunsil smoking marijuana in a gas mask emerged minutes before the draft began. Teams were caught flat-footed without a chance to investigate. As to Bain, teams have had ample time to conduct a full investigation. While some teams may be concerned about the PR impact of drafting players with past off-field incidents, the bigger question is whether there's a reason to believe the players will be susceptible to off-field incidents once he's in the NFL. It's a decision any team in position to select Bain will have to consider. For some players, falling in the draft helps provide the wake-up call that makes future issues less likely to occur. The better comparison for Bain is Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter. He was involved in a fatal crash months before the 2024 draft. He slipped to the 2023 draft. He slipped to number 9. He finished second in the Defensive Rookie of the Year voting, and he qualified for the Pro Bowl in 24 and 25. So people aren't comparing this to Larry Tunsil. They're comparing this more to the Jalen Carter incident. The Jalen Carter incident, people knew about that for a while as well and had a chance to prepare, and he ended up falling in the draft. I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think this is going to impact his draft stock? You would have to think so, right? If it wasn't a story, if this was kept under wraps and not published, I think he would go in the top 10, right? I don't think he's getting past the Kansas City Chiefs. Now that this is public, and I still think Andy Reid takes a shot at this kid at 9, right? If any coach in the top 10 takes a shot, it's going to be Andy Reid. Right, he brought Mike Vick back right off. It's going to be Andy Reid. What happened with his son, or what his son did, it's going to be Andy Reid, right? But it's going to be interesting. The draft is only 2 weeks away at this point. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. See you next time, and as always,